In fact, some people even believe that if you say thank you to ChatGPT, it gives you better answers. ChatGPT is not Google. It's just a shortcut tool and it's not a thinking tool. And honestly, this is not just about ChatGPT. I use tools like Claude, Perplexity and others years in drafting the content and even simplifying concepts which were very complex. Using ChatGPT like Google gives you links and ChatGPT gives you responses. He says drink water, sleep well and exercise blah blah blah. Life-changing advice, right? Your prompt is your thinking. If your thinking is vague, your output will be vague as well. Tube script most of the time and expect something extraordinary. That's not how it works. Hello everyone, welcome back to Attorney Speaks and this is your host Manisha Rawat. If you think you're using ChatGPT correctly, chances are you're not. In fact, some people even believe that if you say thank you to ChatGPT, it gives you better answers. Not because it has emotions, but because the way you ask changes the way it responds, and that's exactly where most people fail. They focus on the tool but ignore their thinking. And let me be very honest, ChatGPT is not Google. It's just a shortcut tool and it's not a thinking tool. And honestly, this is not just about ChatGPT. I use tools like Claude, Perplexity and others depending on the task. But the mistake people make is the same everywhere. Weak thinking, weak input, weak results. And most people open ChatGPT just like that. Give me a business idea. And then they say ChatGPT is average. Of course it's average when you gave it, an average instruction. ChatGPT doesn't make you smarter, but it amplifies how you already think. And I'm saying this from my own personal experience. Coming from a technology background and working as a patent professional, I've used these tools for research, for structuring ideas and drafting the content, and even simplifying concepts which were very complex. And the difference is never the tool, it's always how you use it. And the difference is never the tool, it's always how you use it. If your thinking is shallow, your results will be shallow. If your thinking is sharp, your results will be powerful. Now let's talk about where people are going wrong. The first mistake, using ChatGPT like Google gives you links and ChatGPT gives you responses. But if your question is basic, the response will also be basic. For example, if you ask how to lose weight and ChatGPT says drink water, sleep well and exercise blah blah blah. Life-changing advice, right? But the problem is not ChatGPT. The problem is your own question. Now instead, if you ask, create a 30-day fat loss plan for a working professional with limited, vegetarian diet, 30 minutes daily workout, now suddenly the output becomes very useful because your input became very specific. The second mistake is weak prompts. Your prompt is your thinking. If your thinking is vague, your output will be vague as well. And people write these three words, write a YouTube script most of the time and expect something extraordinary. That's not how it works. Instead, if you say, just prepare a 10-minute script in a conversational tone with examples and strong hooks on how people use ChatGPT, and now you are guiding the tool. Now you're thinking, and that's when results starts improving. People are just busy asking which AI tool is better, but the real question is, are you using any of them properly? Third mistake is blind trust. This one is the most dangerous because people copy whatever ChatGPT says without even questioning it. Just because it sounds confident, it doesn't mean it's always correct. So if you ask for the legal advice, financial advice, or anything critical, it will always give you a structured answer. But that doesn't mean that those answers are imperfect for your situation. You still need judgment. You still need thinking, and ChatGPT should your support, in thinking. It should not replace it. The fifth mistake is one prompt and done. This is where most of the people fail. They ask one question, they don't like the answer, they stop, and then they say ChatGPT is overrated. No, your process is incomplete. ChatGPT is not magic, it's just iteration. First answer, second prompt, refine it. Third prompt, improve the tone. The fourth prompt, make it practical. And that's how you get the results iteratively. The best output don't come from one prompt, they just come from multiple refinements, right? Let's talk about the right way to use these tools. First, treat it like a thinking partner. Don't just ask for answers, ask better questions. Ask, what am I missing? Ask, challenge my idea. And ask, give me a better version of myself. And that's how you grow. And the second one, give context. The more context you give, the better it performs, right? Use it for execution of your ideas. For example, in my own practice, whether it's drafting, structuring the content, breaking down the complex concepts, or preparing the teaching material for my courses, I use these tools to save my time. But when I give them, something important, interesting, they execute themselves in the same manner. ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, all these, are one-time tools. They are systems also. The more you use them, the better you understand them, and the better your thinking becomes. Now here's the most important shift. Stop asking what's the answer. start asking, how can I think better? Because at the end of the day, these tools are here just to, not to replace you, but they're here to multiply what you already are. If you use them casually, you'll get average results. And if you use them intentionally, you will get powerful results. And these people who will win with AI are not just the ones who use it the most, but the ones who use it the smartest. And if you start using these, in this manner, you won't just save time, but you'll also upgrade how you think and how you work and how you create. Before you leave, remember this: stop doing things the stupid way and start doing things the smartest way. If you found this useful, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you're building your business, your idea, about patents, intellectual property, or the right strategy to protect and scale it, you can always book a consultation with me. Calendly link is below in the description. And also, if you're serious about learning and actually applying these concepts, do check out my courses on courses.patrickit.com. Link is in the description. And thank you. I'll see you next week.